NBA season 2020-21 just wrapped up, with the Milwaukee Bucks emerging as the 75th champions this 75th season. Although it just ended, teams are already gearing up for the next season, and along with that, talks of trade-offs and other lineups are already being discussed. But more than that, another topic that's been a buzz lately involves American TV personality Stephen A. Smith's salary. From what we've heard, Smith has been referring to himself as underpaid, which is a pretty bold statement given how much he's earning already. So if you're curious what the talks are about, this media personality, tune in to know more. What's up, guys? We hope you're all safe out there. Welcome back to our channel. If you're curious to know what people are saying, watch until the end to know more. But before we proceed with today's video, kindly do us a favor and click that like button, subscribe to our channel with the notification bell on so you won't miss any of our new releases. Who is Stephen A. Smith? Stephen A. Smith is an American sports TV personality, sports radio host, and journalist who also currently serves as the commentator on ESPN's First Take, along with Max Kellerman and Molly Querom. Aside from these, he's regularly seen as an NBA analyst on SportsCenter, ESPN on NBA Countdown, and NBA broadcast on ESPN. As of 2021, Smith's net worth is $16 million thanks to his various sources of income. The New York Post reported that Smith's new 5-year contract with ESPN will pay him $8 million per year, which means he's earning more than all but 150 NBA players this season. Per the Post report, Stephen A. would make the same amount as Lou Williams, $8 million, and he'll earn more than Luka Doncic, $7.683 million, Derrick Rose, $7.317 million, and Jason Tatum, $7.83 million this year. The report indicates that Smith received some money up front, meaning he may take home even more than $8 million this year, too. With a 5-year deal, he has a longer contract than Lou Will, who is only signed through the 2020-21 season. Stephen Smith calls himself underpaid, despite taking home millions yearly. As the face of ESPN since the early 2010s, the sports media giant knows they'll be shelling out a lot of money for Smith, but how much is too much? He's both charismatic and controversial, which both worked in ESPN's favor, shining the spotlight on him as well as on the channel. But his comment concerning how he's underpaid draws the line, which left the worldwide leader cringing in frustration. Before 2019 ended, Smith inked a massive contract extension wherein he would receive close to $8 million in annual salary to his contract, making him the highest paid figure at ESPN. In addition to that, he also earns another $4 million through a production contract. There hasn't been any information on how much of the $12 million Smith has made after ESPN enacted several cost measures, including budget cuts and layoffs during the global health situation. He signed a 5-year deal, which amounts to a $60 million contract extension in 2019. Before him, Mike Greenberg, ESPN's longtime radio host, was the biggest earner in ESPN. According to reports, Greenberg, who now hosts Get Up and the NFL Draft, earned $6.5 million per year as of 2019. When Smith made an appearance in May 2021 on Kyle Brandt's 10 Questions podcast, Smith discussed his salary and impact on ESPN. True to his nature, he didn't disappoint in stating several controversial comments. "I think it's kind of stupid for people to resent me because, in my eyes, I am opening doors for other people to get theirs because I don't believe I am the only one who should get paid. Despite the huge contract that everyone wants to lean on, I'm still underpaid. I'm paid well, but I know I'm worth more. During a negotiation, you get what you can get and you move on," Smith claimed. This sports commentator is known for freely speaking his mind and more than not is a voice of reason. Smith has always been someone who calls out those who he believes are in the wrong, which garnered the praise of his fans and became the foundation of his massive following. But clearly, this isn't the case this time. Since the global health situation broke out, ESPN asked some of its most high-profile figures to take a 15% pay cut in April 2020. As the highest-paid employee on their payroll, that 15% deduction would be nothing but loose bills to him. He would still have over $6 million during a time in which the sports media industry has been hit with layoffs, mergers, and buyouts. If you remember well, ESPN laid off another batch of around 300 employees back in November 2020. But this isn't the first time the sports commentator voiced his concerns regarding his salary. He became a likely target given how much he's earning. One social media user even suggested that ESPN made those layoffs largely because the network had to pay Smith and Max Kellerman, his First Take colleague. It's not known how much Kellerman receives in annual salary. Twitter user Carmichael15 wrote, "ESPN laying off talented people to pay for fat salaries like Stephen A. Smith and Max Kellerman to embarrass the platform is saddening." Of course, Smith being Smith responded to this user and called him a clown. "You might be able to get over it if you've done your damn homework. I generate revenue, clown. I bring money to help keep jobs, not lose them. Know who you're talking about before opening your mouth. If you didn't know, you should have asked somebody," Smith wrote on his Twitter account as a clapback to the user. Is he asking for too much? No one can tell anybody how much they're worth, and for Smith, he definitely thinks he's worth a lot more given how much he's doing for ESPN. But there's no denying denying that ESPN overpaid Smith for his services. Let's get real. No one is worth over $10 million per year in total money, and that's true whether it's someone who works in the studio, not someone who hosts a show, and not someone who serves as a league insider. With the amount he's earning, it's almost as if he's playing in the leagues, which he isn't. In fact, Smith earns more than any of the head coaches in the NBA or at the collegiate level. Basketball Reference even reported that only 105 of the NBA's 500-plus players earned over $12 million during the 2020-2021 season, which begs the question, is he really worth more than most of the league because of his commentaries and hot takes? It's quite obvious that Smith is ESPN's biggest earner by a long shot, and given how much the sports channel clings to him, it is unlikely that anyone will come close to challenging his numbers in the coming years. A rags to riches story, Smith's humble beginnings. So how did Smith make it big? As one of the most loved and hated by sports fans alike, Stephen A. Smith has become a major part of the modern sports media. Over the years, he's built such a large fortune that you'd stop and wonder if he ever started small. Turns out he did, since his career started with an invitation for lunch by his professors. I had a critical and persuasive writing class and a professor named John Gates, Smith explained. According to the Shirley Povich Center for Sports Journalism's Still No Cheering in the Press Box project, he was the editorial page editor for the Winston-Salem Journal in North Carolina, and he was the professor of our class. He looked at me and he said, "You are a natural-born sports writer." I loved speaking far more than I loved writing. It was him that convinced me that I could do this from a writing standpoint. One day, Gates told Stephen A. that he wanted to take him out for lunch. The student, however, ended up getting much more than he bargained for. And when I met him on campus for him to take me out to lunch, unbeknownst to me, he was driving me straight to the Winston-Salem newspaper and taking me directly to the office of the sports editor, Smith continued. That sports editor shook my hand, talked to me literally for 5 minutes, and he said, "So when can you start?" And I said, "What?" He said, "I got a job for you here as a clerk. When can you start?" I said, "I can start right now." He said, "See you at 7 tonight." And that's when it all started. With that, we're concluding today's episode on whether or not it's fair if Stephen A. Smith earns more than the majority of the NBA. Hopefully, you enjoyed watching today's video as much as we enjoyed making it. Do check out our channel if you like this video, since we've got more content to cater to your needs, from tutorials to celebrity news to curious trivia. Thanks for watching today's video, and before you go, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel with the notification bell on so you won't miss any of our newest uploads. We'll see you again in the next episode.